Hello, my name is Fabrizio Savoldi, and I'm the Managing Director of Tillotts Pharma Italy and Greece. Well, the reaction of my team with regards to remote working and the introduction of digital tools and content was very positive. They were looking honestly to get some support in all possible way to increase their confidence in managing this digital tool. You need to know that we are in a startup phases. So we are really at the beginning in this organization in Italy and in Greece with the omni-channel journey. So it was very good, in my opinion, to set the basis since the beginning. In my opinion, tool and contents are extremely important, but only when, and this is for me is the key part, when the human part is ready to handle them with full confidence and full motivation. Probably the main issue that my team had prior the training was really to build the right relationship to propose to our relevant stakeholder digital interaction. So that was really the main issue they had. So what attracted to me on Chemia Reset was related to a very positive feedback that I had from a colleague, which we worked together in the previous organization. We had implemented the Chemia Reset in his organization, and he was very positive about the course. On top of that, I also had a look on the Chemia page on LinkedIn, and I found a lot of interesting posts related to digital and digital approach in pharma. And as we are working in pharma, this is my main interest. That was really important to me. So to summarize, it was a mix of the colleague feedback and the page of Chemia in LinkedIn. So the main difference related to Chemia Reset training program compared to other training which I did in my previous experience is mainly due to 5 benefits I see in this online platform. First of all, I already said it's online platform, so it's very easy to see, it's very easy to be visited and also to revisit it in case of need. And there are short video session, which is for me, it's another important element. So video session help to keep the right level of attention. So we need always to remember that we are working online is not like working, on a face-to-face cases. So the fact that they are short video, it helps a lot to keep the right level of attention. So it's well structured. So there is the right sequencing, and is also very useful because there is also a tool for the manager in order to support the people which are doing the training. And the final one is that is multilingual thanks to the subtitles, and this is helping, of course, on top of the English language to increase the learnings. To be honest, at the moment, we did the training 2 months ago. So, and the challenge of building the relationship with the stakeholder is still there. But having said that, I see that after the meeting is coming more regularly in the discussion with my team, the idea to propose to stakeholder a digital interaction. So the feeling I have is that they are start to be more conscious that there is another way to get, this to achieve interaction in a different way rather than the face-to-face. And on top of that, in parallel, we are building also material to support them in these activities. And this is a further confirmation that, our journey has officially started. So I believe that the main behavioral change is related to the confidence. So as I mentioned, they are now more open to include, digital approach as another possibility to perform their job. So it's another element in their toolbox, which they can pick up in case of need. So I believe that the behavior has changed, and we are forming, a kind of new habits. But as I said, we are at the beginning of the journey, but it's nice to see, this early sign that the journey has started. So I had the two main objectives when I decided to sign for this training. So two main achievements, let's say. The first one was to provide a training and methods to build confidence. As I mentioned already so far, this is absolutely achieved. So I see this in the interaction with my team. I see in the daily discussion. So I believe that that was the right starting basis. The second point was more a long-term objective. So it was really to raise in them the idea, the feeling that digital transformation is part of our life. It's not something that happened during COVID just because it was needed, but is really something that COVID has probably accelerated, even in a country like Italy and Greece, where probably we are not so advanced in digital interaction like probably the north of Europe. So for me, it was really important to get this awareness that the omnichannel journey is important and it's something that we need to manage and handle. So my personal experience with Chemical Spice is again positive because in my opinion, the learning is important when there is also the appropriate coaching. So in this sense, having, a training also for the manager in order to understand how we can be more effective in our coaching relating to a new idea or a new system or a new training, for example, is really important. So in this sense, Chemia helped me to understand what are the step to do in order to support my team and also to reinforce what for me was already known in terms of coaching, but also maybe to do something different in area which for me was not known. Well, I will say essentially you should invest in Chemia resets for your team for three main aspects. So as I mentioned before, it's very easy training to implement. So not only because it's online, but because you don't need to invest energy and time for travel, accommodation, and particularly there is an easy follow-up thanks to the coaching of the manager, but also the fact that he's still there. It's not something that is presented one day and then you need to memorize. It's there and is there for a period. So you can always have a kind of retaining on your own. Again, the other point is well structured and easy to follow and is multilingual. So I believe that this is another big asset because, English is the main common language, but when you want to do a training, it's good, to have, also subtitle in national language in order, to increase further the knowledge. And again, as I mentioned, is practical with some very useful suggestions, something that you can put in place the day after. You don't need to spend too much time and think about that. It's very practical suggestion and advice. And again, for me, it was very possible, or very important. It's not general, but it's a digital training for pharma. So it's a training for something that the team, even myself, we experience on a daily basis.